Ooh, tell us.
Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. That's my big one. Just for today, I will be thankful for my many blessings. Just for today, I will be kind to myself and all living beings. Just for today, I will do my work diligently. And it's just like the way it's phrased of like, just for today. You're like, tomorrow I'll worry, whatever. But like, just for today, we're not going to worry.
Welcome to The X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on. I'm Claire.
And I'm Janice. We are breakup coaches, here to help you beat your breakup,
Heal your broken heart,
and move on to an amazing, abundant life.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We're talking about morning routines. I hope you're having a good morning.
Thanks.
I thought something a lot cuter was going to come out if I said good morning, talking about morning routines, but that was just as awkward as can be.
Good morning, sunshine.
That's all right, though. Yeah,
okay.
It's still morning, so I guess I'm allowed. We're looking forward to this topic. This is a big part of my work with clients and something that has really kind of changed my life, to be honest. But before we get into it, speaking of coaching, just a reminder that Claire and I both work with people one-on-one. We'd love to help you, get off on the right foot as far as the next chapter of your life goes, enjoying life as a single person, putting your breakup behind you, and, I guess in some ways, learning to be happy either again or in brand new ways.
Yeah.
So one of the best ways to reach us is just through our Instagram. Be in touch with us, and we'll be in touch with you.
Awesome.
So with that, let's talk about morning routines. Morning routines can be powerful tools for healing from a breakup and starting to write the next chapter of your life. In fact, this is when I got really, really into it, actually. Is before I came back to the States. I was going through a really hard time. And having a morning routine and sticking with it really made a big difference for me. Mm-hmm. And we want this podcast to be a powerful resource for everyone out there. And so we're creating this routine, or this, we're creating this episode as a guide for developing a morning routine of your very own. I know some people don't know where to start, or some people think that they can't do it because they have so much going on in the morning, or they're already so rushed to get to work, or various things. Some people are sleep deprived, and so it's, hard to get up and hard to think about anything other than starting your day. So we're going to start you off easy and slow and give you some good tips for getting there. But first of all, maybe we can talk about how does a morning routine relate to healing from a breakup? So one reason is that a regular morning schedule can send signals to your system in the early hours that you are safe, that you will take care of yourself, and that the future is positive. Sometimes when you're struggling with heartbreak or feelings of depression, having comforting, reliable things around you early on can help put your mind at ease. And I found that this was really powerful for me. I know there was a couple times when I was really struggling back in Australia that I sometimes wouldn't get out of bed until 10 or 11. And that was mostly because I would wake up and I would just not want to get out of bed because I didn't want to face the day. And knowing that I had, positive things to do and comforting things and healthy things, it made me more able to face what I thought was the challenge of a new day. Especially there was a time over there that I wasn't just unemployed, but I didn't have any prospects. My money was quickly dwindling. And so it made me, and I just didn't have that much going on during the day. Mm-hmm. And so it made it possible for me to, take back action and start to make plans. And here I am today.
Yeah. Get that ball rolling.
Yeah.
So another benefit of having a good morning routine that you enjoy and you look forward to is that it's getting your mind and your body used to a new reality. It's easy to feel like there's a void in your life after breaking up with someone, especially if you were used to spending the night with them or living with them. And a new morning routine can help fill this void. So it signals to your body and your mind that something has changed with your daily schedule and that this change is a positive thing. Yeah. It also, depending on how you design it, and we'd encourage you to design it this way, it can help make yourself feel like a VIP from the very moment that you wake up in the morning. So there's a lot of opportunities ahead during your single days, and you're capable of providing yourself with all of the things that a partner can provide, right? So a really great way to start the day and jumpstart your system into believing that you are capable of doing what a partner can do for you is having this morning routine where you're getting used to providing those things for yourself as well.
Yes. And I have talked about this on the show before, but a big part of my morning routine, well, how I start pretty much every single day of my life, even on the weekends, is that I have coffee in bed while I read. And part of the reason I do this is for a little while, I had a particular partner who anyone listening will be aware of. I happened to live overseas with him, and he turned out not to be that great of a guy in the end. But one thing that he did that I loved, and I mean, which is one hallmark also of an abuser, is that they are all over the place as far as extremes of how they treat you.
Yeah.
And one of the things he did that I liked and that really won me over is that he would get up before me and make coffee and bring it to me in bed. And I just loved that. I loved that he did that for me, yes, but then I also just loved the act of having coffee in bed.
Yeah.
And so now that is something that I give for myself, and I pair it with reading in bed while I have the coffee for at least a half hour. I've been having a little later nights recently. Like, I will often go to bed at like 9:30 or 10, and I've been more on like near 11. And so I haven't been getting up quite as early as I normally do, which is normally 6, and I've been closer to 6:45. I don't know why I'm telling the world these minute details, but right now I've been reading for about half hour rather than an hour.
We're here for the details.
Well, my point being is that I do also prioritize my sleep, like, big time. I'm definitely one of those people. So if I have to make it up on the other end, if I stay up
you can't
later.
burn on both ends. Yeah.
I won't allow myself. So anyways, and so I definitely do feel like this makes me it's so luxurious, and yeah, it's such a good start to the day. I mean, sitting in bed, like, yes, dear?
Do you have like a Keurig on your nightstand so you don't have to even get out of bed to make the coffee, or do you still have to you have to get out of bed, right?
Okay, good. Let me explain this. So I actually get my I love this. No, it's not on my nightstand. I get my coffee maker. I have a drip coffee maker, or an American coffee maker for our overseas listeners, and I get it ready the night before. So I do have to get out of bed to put it in the mug, yes, and hit the button on the machine, yes. Okay. But every single night I get it ready so that all I'm doing is just pushing the button and then preparing the mug.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Because, the details help,
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. Yes. It's not exactly the same as someone bringing it to me, but it's pretty close. It's close. And plus, then I can, just enjoy the time to myself, which I think, it might be even a little better than having someone bring it to me.
Yeah.
Especially considering that I want to read while I'm having it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, if once you start your day, feeling like queen of the castle. Yeah. You feel like you can kind of take on anything, and it's a great feeling.
I love it.
Another reason that morning routines are important or useful during a breakup is self-care and looking after yourself during a challenging time. I mean, a morning routine, that's that's self-care. I mean, it could be. It is to me, having coffee in bed. That's major self-care.
Definitely.
Same with reading. And I go for a walk and I meditate, but we'll get to that. And a morning routine can even help with breakup brain. In the same way that an evening routine of multiple steps alerts your body that it's time to sleep, a regular morning routine can change the senses and stimulate the brain, creating the clarity needed to be effective through the whole day. It might not completely eliminate the symptoms of breakup brain, but I do think that it can help. I mean, at the very least, you're going to feel, hopefully at least a little more organized, which can help.
Yeah.
So.
And it's kind of like getting out of bed and just immediately into like your to-do list or like the sprint of the day. It just, I always feel like I'm running behind throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
And so, having more of a slow morning where you can like warm up and gain speed for the day just like helps in general.
If you feel like you're rushing as soon as you start your day, you can carry that in. I mean, it's like the old cliche, what am I trying to say? It's just, I think when bad things happen during your day, they just completely snowball on each other. You get out of bed and you stub your toe and then you're in a bad mood and then, things just spiral and spiral and spiral. Just like if you get out of bed, shower, and you can't find your keys and you grab your keys and you go, that's, frazzled and rushed. And that can, compound as you go through your day. The morning routine is setting the stage for your day, and clarity and calm can really help when you're going through a breakup.
Yeah. In general and during breakups.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I have not faltered on my morning routine really since I started.
Wow.
Well, actually, that's not completely true. So when I was in Bali, which I'm going to talk about later, I had a routine that I kept. And then I went back to Australia and I kind of lost my way for a short amount of time. But then when I came back to it about 4 years ago, and I've been pretty steady.
Yeah.
Unless I was on holiday or really hungover.
Yeah. And it can evolve over time too.
I've had little tweaks here and there. However, I will say that the walk and the coffee in bed, I haven't really. I've kept to it.
Yeah.
So self-care has many healing benefits, especially when your heart is hurting. Says findyourwords.org, which is a really cool website I found. Taking care of yourself is an important part of building resilience or bouncing back from stress, trauma, and burnout. Self-care can help you recognize your emotional responses to stress and develop coping skills to manage them.
Nice.
I mean, that's exactly what you need right now if you're going through a breakup. It is a very stressful time. I don't think we actually talk about that quite enough on this show, is the stress that a breakup causes you.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about grief and we talk about breakup brain a lot, but, it's just as stressful as any, preparing for a test or something at work or having too much work or any other stressful life situation.
Yeah. Yeah, especially too, because I mean, if you've been living together, like now you have to think about your living situation changing and relationships affect so many areas in our life that, of course.
Or just feeling, emotionally like downtrodden can make everything else feel harder. And then that can make it stressful because it's hard to do things. And then it just spirals and spirals and spirals.
And you're like, what's wrong with me?
I'm going to put this on the list of episodes to do, is stress and breakups for sure. I think that it's, something, not as recognized. But we'll chat about it. So let us know what you think, people. If you found your breakup stressful overall, send us a DM, because we like to sometimes include listener experiences. Are you ready to bounce back from your breakup? Adding a dash of self-care in your morning may be just the thing that you need right now.
Another benefit is it can help you build self-trust. So we all know, I think by now, that it's easy to start to doubt yourself after a breakup. Maybe it's because you ignored some red flags. Maybe you enjoyed the relationship even though it wasn't good for you. Confidence is pretty much almost always impacted by a breakup. And if you've been with someone for a while, you might not be used to making decisions on your own or functioning as like a single unit for a while now. So you have to like remember that skill of like, what do I want to do? Let me not just rely on someone else to like always have plans for us, So creating a simple morning routine or developing some simple morning habits quickly builds self-trust. Why is that? Number one, you get to wake up every day with the knowledge that you are providing safety and security for yourself.
I love that one.
Yeah. You create new body memories of setting a goal and then keeping it. Like, I think that I heard that somewhere, this is not my quote, that confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. And so a morning routine, especially building one that you actually enjoy and would want to keep to, that's going to be every day you're keeping a promise to yourself, which builds that self-trust. Yes. So.
And if you think you might want to, date again or be in partnership again, it can help you make a lot more better decisions in your dating life. We talked about this in our clubhouse room last night. We were talking about building trust in relationships, and they asked, everyone to give a tip. And I said, start with building trust with yourself by making really small goals and keeping them, because then you'll get used to the feeling of keeping promises to yourself, and then you'll get used to the feeling of and then when you make boundaries in new relationships, you'll be used to what it feels like to keep to execute your boundaries. I am so inarticulate this morning. And so I think that a morning routine is a good place to start to develop that.
And also, like what you said, really small goals that you keep, it's going to help you start to have a better idea of what's actually achievable for you, what is like a comfortable amount of promises to make to other people and yourself throughout a day. I think a lot of us might find we're constantly overcommitting and then having to like disappoint ourselves and disappoint other people too. And so if you're practiced in setting goals for yourself that are actually achievable, you're going to have a much better idea of like, actually, no, I can't commit to doing that right now. Like when someone else wants something of you, whether that's, 3 dates a week instead of 2 dates a week, you can be like, actually, that sounds great. And I want to say yes, but I know I can't. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Yeah, you're so right. And I'm just sitting here thinking as you're saying this, how good I am at that. And who knows, maybe it all came from my morning routine. Yeah. Because I certainly wasn't. I used to just, go along with anything and have regrets after.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So let's talk about, as far as setting small goals go, a morning routine doesn't have to be daunting. Do you remember when the pandemic first hit, Claire, that there were so many damn posts on social media about morning routines and do this and try this and that? And does this ring a bell at all?
I think so. Yeah.
Because so many people were now at home. Yeah. And so many people were posting ideas about how to, develop morning routines now that you're home.
Yeah.
And some of them were just like so long. And I felt like a lot of people would probably have been really intimidated by having to add so much into their day. Yeah. And so that's the last thing I want this episode to be. Yeah. So I want to, make sure that we put that out there.
Achievable. Real world.
Yes. Start small. We're going to talk about even like one thing that you can add that can make a difference. Creating and sticking to even the most simple of morning routines is going to boost your willpower to get through this tough time. Just like Claire was saying, just one tiny thing that you do consistently oh, it actually does make a really big difference.
Yeah.
Waking up with this level of self-care is sure to speed up your success. But as Claire said, set yourself up for success by making things doable.
Yes. So don't try to go from struggling to get out of bed to then committing to a 5K run early in the morning every day. Like that's too much. 0 to 60.
It is.
We wanna
Some people love it.
roll into it. Yeah. I think there's all or nothing people, but that's, I think what we're suggesting with this morning routine idea is consistency. And when you go all or nothing, it is all or nothing, kind of depending on the day.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you know, you can do that with, like maybe you have a morning routine where it's like, I always do these 2 things. And then I have this list of 10 things that if I have the energy for them, I would love to do, but I don't have to do those ones every day. That would be a great tactic for an all or nothing person.
And that's actually how I do my daily schedule is I have right here in an actual notebook, which I got so much attention for this over the weekend because I went to a bar and I was writing. And
they're like, what is
this
that?
guy was like, I just have to
pen?
come over
is
and
that vintage?
say how cool this is.
Yeah.
So, okay. And my point is, so you see the line there?
Yeah.
Okay. So above the line goes 3 things that I consider must-dos for my day.
Ooh.
And then underneath is just a list of things that I'd kind of like to do or that I need to remember that I need to do sometime this week. And I always mark off the 3. And then the things underneath, if I can, you know, I do. But if I don't, I carry them over to the next day.
Nice.
Just, you know, kind of a mindset thing.
Yeah.
Little productivity hack for the listeners.
Yeah. So habits can be extremely easy to break, and that can lead to a loss of motivation that is really hard to undo and really not something you need to be subjecting yourself to right now. It's hard enough right now. So let's, make it easier for you in any way possible. So instead, let's develop a routine that supports your healing journey and builds your confidence over time. And this is a big part of how that self-trust is built within this practice.
So here are a few ideas. If you really don't know where to start and you don't want to add too much, these are some things that I found that helped me and that will make a really big difference as well.
Yeah.
So first of all, hydration. Not only does water have properties that are grounding as well as calming, but being intentional about drinking water in the early hours has incredible health benefits. Drinking water on an empty stomach boosts the immune system, supports healthy weight loss, quickens the release of toxins, and more. So I do drink water in the morning, but it used to be a much larger part of my morning routine. I used to keep like a certain amount near my bed, and then before I had coffee, I would drink it. I don't do that anymore for various reasons.
Yeah.
As Claire said, our morning routines, kind of evolve over time.
Seasons.
But when I was doing this, it was so calming to my system. So that's, maybe one thing that you can think about is how can you add like some water to your morning?
Yeah, according to Solara Mental Health, dehydration may aggravate feelings of depression in 3 ways. It increases stress in your body, it impedes your brain's serotonin production, not fun, and it just saps your brain's energy. So you're dealing with breakup brain, maybe you haven't been sleeping well, and then you are dehydrated on top of it. You're making your existence in the mornings like quite difficult. And so an easy one to address is dehydration. So if getting enough water is something you think that you might benefit from, this could be one great place to begin. And
I'm all of a sudden really thirsty.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, here we go.
Water's in the other room. Oh, I love water.
Yeah, I love water too.
So, I mean, let's just talk for one second. I mean, like, what might this look like? It might look like having a certain amount. It might look like buying yourself a nice water bottle to enjoy in the morning. It might mean having some water while you listen to music or wake up. Just anything that might work for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, you know, it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to get one of those bottles with the timestamps on it that you have to, like, keep up with. You know, it could just be that before you go to bed, you put a glass of water on your nightstand and you just drink it when you wake up. Yeah. So another place to start could be getting more nature in your life. No matter where you live, you can use nature to help awaken the body, even for a few short minutes each morning. Again, feel totally free to do what's easy for you. Like an outdoor run is an excellent way to begin the next 24 hours of your life. You may find that going out on your balcony first thing in the morning and doing a big stretch is great. I also... getting sun exposure in the morning into your eyeballs is really important because it actually starts the process for melatonin to be released in the evening. So it may seem like really far apart, but if you can get sunlight first thing, it's going to help you sleep better that evening. Yeah.
Oh, I really didn't know that. And Claire, you know this, but I sleep with my blinds open.
Yeah.
Which I totally know is not reasonable or for a lot of people, but because of where my unit is situated. And so I'm waking up with the sun.
Yeah.
And you know, I do go to sleep quite easily at night. If you are able to do that, I have to say I love waking up with the sun, and I love that the sun is in my room as soon as I wake up in the morning.
That's good.
It's so like happy.
Yeah.
For me.
And if you're like struggling with because I like it to be like pitch black when I'm sleeping, but then I do want to wake up with the sun too. And what I've been doing is I wear a face mask, so then the room can be light, but I can still be in pitch dark. And then when my alarm goes, I take off my face mask and lay there for a little longer and let the light start to wake me up. Gotcha. So yeah, that's just one thing that's worked for me. But connecting with nature, having a bit of fresh air first thing is really great to just alert your system that it's time to get moving and stuff. And we know weather changes and stuff, so you know, when it's cold, maybe that's just like pressing your face up against the glass.
I mean, I still go for walks when unless it's actually snowing down,
actively
or
storming.
But if there's snow on the ground, I still go.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Denver's such an easy place.
It is,
you know, to be outside. And even when it snows, it melts really quick. So
it does.
I know that some people, you know, it's not possible. But I get bundled up, and I actually really like going walking in the winter.
Me too.
It's very invigorating.
Yeah. And the
that is a part of my
is really
morning
nice.
routine.
Yeah. All right.
Do you go out in the morning?
Yeah. Like this season of my life, I've been quite busy, so I do end up being outside at some point during my morning. So yeah, that's.
Right now, I'm pretty slammed as well, but I just find it's really difficult for me to get going, maybe because my body's so used to it. And so I almost feel like I have to in order to be productive. Yeah. So, I mean, right now, probably my average time is only 30 minutes, to be honest. But that 30 minutes, that packs a punch.
Yeah. It gets everything else moving. So, yeah.
Another thing that you might want to add to your morning routine, or maybe just the one thing that you add to your morning routine is, you know, considering what you listen to in the morning. One of the easiest ways to set a mood is to select something meaningful to listen to. Yeah. So it's also nearly effortless. Yeah. So, you know, when we're talking about starting small, you know, you could start this tomorrow. And if you're not a morning person, this could really help. So, you know, like, why not create a really upbeat morning playlist that, you know, you find that, you're dancing to.
Yeah.
I first started this when I got divorced. I got, this idea. I made a playlist. Yeah, it was on my iPod. That's how old school this was. And it was just a breakup playlist. I might have named it something. But anyways, it had just the most kick-ass breakup songs on it. Mm-hmm. And even though it was only like maybe 15 songs, I listened to it every single morning.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be music. If meditation is your thing, you may enjoy listening to Tibetan singing bowls, which you can get on Spotify. Some recorded affirmations, which you can get on Spotify.
Solfeggio
or what?
Those are good.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of stuff on Insight Timer.
Yeah.
Another idea is just opening a window and just letting the sounds of, outside come in.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is, I would just suggest do pick like one thing, and make sure, it's intentional and it serves a purpose as far as what you're listening to.
Yeah. So here's a method for designing your perfect morning routine. Number 1, let's talk about grieving. Do you need to grieve? If you are ready or feel that you need to, it is important to allow space in your day to grieve the loss of your relationship. If you feel that getting out of bed is difficult because you're thinking about your ex or what happened so much, it may benefit you to allow some space for this as a temporary part of your morning routine.
I do think it's important, since we are talking about breakups, to, acknowledge that grieving or the breakup itself might be something that you need to create space for.
Yeah.
This is going to be different for people depending on what they struggle with. But I know for me, after I left my abuser, my mornings were,
Yeah.
I was in, struggle city. In her book, Breakup Boss, Zoe Foster Blake, yay, Aussies, suggests the practice morning. So that's morning as though, mourning the loss, and morning as in good morning. She says, set a timer to 15 minutes each morning and wallow deeply for that time. Get really in there and feel the sadness and anger and pity and regret and resentment. Get filthy in it. Roll around and cover yourself in self-pity like a sad little piglet.
Oh.
And then at 15 minutes, stop, put your chin up, take a deep breath, and get on with your day. Do it every single day. Soon you'll get to 12 minutes and feel done. Then 10, then you won't need your morning at all.
Yeah. Like, this is especially useful if, maybe you don't work from home with a very flexible schedule. Maybe, you have to be really on it at work or really paying attention at school, and you should be. And that's when we kind of talk about things like compartmentalization and things like that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
With that, you can't just compartmentalize all the time. And so allowing like a morning like that can help later in the day when you are not in a time or a space where you can be feeling all of these feelings, So some other grieving practices may include crying in the shower, big fan, thinking about washing the breakup off of you while you're in the shower, writing in your journal for 5 minutes, listening to one sad song, or sending a text to a coach or an accountability buddy, any of the above. Feel free to make up your own. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you.
Another thing to think about when developing your own morning routine, what makes you feel good? So we talked about, my coffee. When I'm helping others develop a morning routine, one of my first questions is, what makes you feel good in the morning? Think about this and then make it a part of each and every morning. So it could be coffee, a certain type of coffee, and reading in bed. It could be a certain type of maybe a smoothie or a, special breakfast biscuit or, something like that you could really look forward to.
Eggs on toast.
And, as I said, I'm starting my coffee maker the night before because when I wake up, I immediately look forward to how delicious it's going to be. And it really does help me to get up. And you know what? Maybe it's better that I'm doing it on my own because I do actually have to wake up and, take a few steps to get there. Yeah. So, and I also do have some different playlists that I use in the mornings as well. However, I am finding lately I like a bit of quiet as well. I have my playlist still and I find that I'm using them, but I don't know, I'm craving quiet more and more.
And that's okay. It's all about like listening to yourself and being like, I'm not gonna force myself to listen to this playlist just because in the past it really worked for me, because it's not working today. That's fine.
I mean, listening to kick-ass breakup songs is certainly nothing that I would enjoy right now in the morning.
Yeah, you're like,
Too much.
Oh, man. Some other ideas may include enjoying some dark chocolate in the morning. Get that caffeine.
I've known women to have chocolate. Instead of coffee.
You know what? Like, there is science there behind this. So just look it up. Putting on your favorite slippers. Very cool. Using essential oils, getting wrapped in a blanket and looking out the window while you set an intention for the day. I love that. It sounded like it was going to be like, getting wrapped in a blanket and looking out the window, thinking about the ship sailing across the sea.
Oh.
It sounded like one of those things. You could also do that. You can also just go for a walk, getting that sunlight. I like my morning routine kind of varies. I'll do something similar for like a week or two and then it'll switch again. But sometimes that's like pulling oracle cards for myself. Like, what's one thing I should embody for the day? Pull an oracle card, read it, and be like, cool. And it just gives me some like nice insights and gets my wheels turning about how I want the day to go. It could be journaling in the morning, doing some stretches in the morning, meditation.
I do stretch every morning.
Breathing exercises.
If it feels good. Yes, for sure. Really think about this. I love this topic so much.
It's so good.
And this is another reason also why I read is I love to read. And it's absolutely self-care for me if I could,
Oh, and here's the thing too. If you do these things first thing, that means you are making time every day for the things you love. Because if you're like, I can't wait to read at the end of the day, but like things get busy and then it ends up that you're like, okay, I have to go to sleep and you never got to read. Like, that'd be kind of sad. You're like you're missing out on the things you love. But if you put the things you love in your morning routine, you're like, I'm keeping promises to myself. It's totally good for me to do the things that I enjoy. So
I mean, in some ways too, what just came to mind as because you're saying this is it's almost like having integrity, like doing things first thing that you say are important to you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And if your thing isn't necessarily reading, but you have another hobby that you say is important, because it is, maybe there's some way that you can incorporate it into your morning and in another way, even if it's, go on your iPhone or your tablet and, look something up online that is related to your hobby. Like give yourself that. I can't think of an example, but it could be, crafts or sports or
not the news and
gaming.
Not social media. Just don't do those. Because I've done that and it does affect the rest of your day. For me, at least.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you feel like you should be doing that you'd like to incorporate? The morning is a great time for some people to complete certain tasks, especially those with a circadian rhythm that is geared towards having high energy in the early morning. So pick one thing to focus on or add into your new routine, being careful to select something that feels within reach, feels doable. So first of all, think about what's missing from your day that you've always wanted to fit in, or something that might support you during this particular time of your life.
And, I love to stretch and I do enjoy yoga, but I stretch every morning more because I feel like I should, and it's something that I really need to get in. I, have back trouble. I had scoliosis a while ago that I've went to physical therapy for a long time. But if I don't stretch every day, it catches up to me really quickly because of that. Oh, no. And so that's really the reason I do it in the morning, is because it's kind of on the should list. Yeah. But and you know what? This is just me. You know. We don't think you should ever shit all over yourself, but it's just, something to consider when developing a routine is like, what's that one thing you're never getting in that you really want to?
I keep trying to do this thing and it just never happens. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
When I was living in Bali for several months, I was trying to manifest a particular outcome regarding my career, and I became interested in the law of attraction and decided to practice visualizing exercises every morning. This was more of a should thing for me at the time. I began a routine that involved 15-minute guided manifesting meditation, followed by a 15-minute journaling exercise. This would probably not be something I would want to make time for today. However, once I began it, I did it every morning until I left the island, because I was amazed at how much more productive I was each day. And that's another point, when you keep your commitment to yourself with your morning routine, you're going to feel good and you're going to produce more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about things that might be on your should list. A 10-minute stretch, like I just said. That for me is so important and definitely a should. A guided meditation. A lot of people think that they should or they want to be meditating. A morning jog. A writing session. Lots of people want to write books or essays or, produce various writing. And I know a lot of people, their secret to success is making sure that they have the time in the morning to get it done. Yeah. There's the 5 a.m. writing club, the 6 a.m. writing club. It could be something to consider. Yeah. Getting out into nature, drinking water, or, having lemon water in the morning. Yeah. And again, just pick one extra thing that will help you feel healthy and accomplished. And, maybe focus on it for 1 week, see if it sticks. And if you want to keep going with it.
Yeah, just pay attention to how you feel. If it feels like there's a big difference adding this one thing to your routine, maybe it's a keeper,
So before I pulled some quotes, because I think quotes when it comes to morning routines might be especially inspirational. Yeah. I don't know. But is there anything you want to tell us about your morning routine or something that you found effective either now or in the past?
Yeah, I mean, what helped me, because I am very much a Gemini, very kind of go with the flow, is that I kind of have a bucket of things I can do that I can choose from for those particular mornings, because for me, the consistency is in doing something. It's not in necessarily the consistency of doing the same thing every day, because I am literally a different person every day. So, that's something I just had to accept and find what worked for me. So I guess encourage people hey, the consistency could be that for half an hour every morning you prioritize the thing that lights you up that morning. Maybe you plan it. I was going to say for you, so the consistency is probably that you do it around the same time every day. Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty powerful. I bet that makes a big difference, and I bet that would make a big difference for a lot of people out there. Just say 30 minutes is going to be just your time. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's what you do for the next week is just just the time, and don't necessarily plan anything.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. You can really start small, you don't have to even have a plan yet. Like,
Yes,
so
I think just like us, that's why I like the idea of the playlist is, that's pretty
great.
small, but putting that on each morning,
Yeah.
that could be enough. And then maybe in a couple weeks you might want to add something else
Yeah.
or maybe not. But I can't imagine what circumstances someone would do that and not have a positive result.
Right. Like,
If I'm wrong, if you can prove me wrong, please let me know. Something else I just realized that I do every morning while I'm waiting for the coffee to brew is I have such a habit of putting water on my face first thing in the morning. And I just realized, I guess that would what was that?
you can ice roll with have you seen those?
Oh my
They're
God. I've been
wonderful.
wanting to try that. Do you ice roll?
I do, but I mean, it's like, it's one of the things in my bucket that I can do.
I like
Yeah, so I have these like ice rollers. Like the best one I've found, honestly, is like the $10 one off of Amazon. It's probably the first thing that comes
Amazon.
up. I've tried
Okay.
more expensive ones too, and they're just not as good. So,
Okay. Yeah, I think that could actually, that sounds like my jam.
Yeah.
It's just so, I love getting up. It feels so good in the
and
morning.
it wakes you up.
But and I realize now that definitely I do that, every single day. So you know what? You might want to just try a playlist and some water on your face.
Yeah. Water on your face, water in your body, the sun in your eyes, music in your ears.
Oh. Yes,
And
that sounds so lovely.
Draw or write or something. Just like, use all your senses. Yeah.
And I do encourage people to, and you can do this just mentally, is set an intention for your day and how you want to feel, one thing that you want to accomplish. Or maybe a theme.
Yeah, a theme. Yeah. I really like the Gasso prayer for Reiki. It's like,
Ooh, tell us.
just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not worry. That's my big one. Just for today, I will be thankful for my many blessings. Just for today, I will be kind to myself and all living beings. Just for today, I will do my work diligently. And it's just like the way it's phrased of like, just for today. You're like, tomorrow I'll worry, whatever. But like, just for today, we're not going to worry. And it's just like saying the 5 things. I do it probably every day. I don't know if it's in the morning every day, but it's just like if I'm, I don't know. Sometimes I do it like pre-coaching sessions, like I'll spend like 10 to 15 minutes and just like kind of like get into a really good headspace and like, repeat that to myself and just like kind of get into a spot where I can like then, divert my mental energy to helping someone else with their stuff, like GASSHO prayer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's make a note for me to put it in the show notes.
Yes.
That's really cool. I think my favorite is today I intend to treat myself and others with kindness, care, and patience.
Aww.
Is one that I like.
I like that.
So yeah, it could be, repeating one of these every day or setting something new every day. You get to decide, everybody. We're not trying to be prescriptive. Yeah. That's definitely a goal of ours for X-Files, but we hope that this helps and get the wheels turning and, throw a DM our way if you want to share your experience.
Yeah. I mean, I want to hear about like the really, I want to hear all the non-cliche morning routine things. You're like, first thing I do when I get up is I walk outside and I throw a hatchet at a tree. Like, I want to hear about that.
Yes.
This actually sounds really cool. I do live in an apartment building, so I might get in trouble, but...
Well, you know what? Claire just threw out another suggestion.
Yeah.
I think that was a badass suggestion. Very cool.
It's a great way to start the day.
Yes, and I do realize lots of the things that I do in the morning, I don't know about the coffee and reading in bed, if that is too cliched. I don't know. Maybe it is. But I know a lot of the things I mentioned are, the kind of standard ones. So, I mean, if anyone's thinking way outside the box, please let us know. That would be really cool. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yay. Awesome. So some quotes about morning routines from people other than us. If you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. James Clear.
That actually came up in my insight timer yesterday.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Smile in the mirror. Do that every morning and you'll start to see a big difference in your life. Yoko Ono.
I tell myself I love myself.
I love you.
Yeah, I do.
I love you, Claire. I love that. Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Buddha. Do you want to do the last three? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. That's Ralph Martson. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. Eleanor Roosevelt. And I picked this one because it's so relevant to breakups. You know, you can just feel like you're not making any progress with your heartbreak, but it is true that every day is a new opportunity for a little more healing in some way. You know, it still probably will take some time, but, you know, like, don't let the chance for each new day pass you by when you're trying so hard to heal.
Yeah.
There's something you can do. How you spend your morning can often tell you what kind of day you're going to have. Lemony Snicket. Well, we really hope that this helps. And yeah, like I said, you know, let us know how it goes. We're curious to know if this does make a difference. And like we said at the top of the show, if you want information on one-on-one support, you know, we work with people on these things, not just developing them, but, you know, helping to hold people accountable, which can be really powerful in a breakup or just in creating any change in life. So let us know if you loved this episode and it helped you. Feel free to leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple. And don't forget that we're going to be back here next Tuesday with more.
All right. We will talk to your ears next Tuesday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on.
If you liked this episode, please help others find us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or by following the show on Spotify.
And if you'd like to connect more with us and learn about breakup coaching, find us on Instagram at X-Files Podcast. We have loved creating free and accessible healing resources for people around the world who are looking for support on their breakups, broken hearts, and moving on journeys. Each day, we receive DMs from many of you who have let us know the positive impact X-Files is making in your life. Our vision for the second year of our show is something that we both feel so completely. We are looking forward to continuing to share useful resources each week, but also expanding our offerings to help people go more deeply with their healing and growth.
Part of our vision is expanding the connection with our community. And to do that, we are thrilled to be launching the X-Files Patreon. Growing this aspect of our community will allow us to keep creating great content for everyone each week and also start developing even more healing resources and support. We would love for you to be part of the first group of the X-Files patrons. So head to the link in the show notes now to sign up for either the $5 or the $10 level. And we will both be looking forward to connecting with you very soon.